Scientists have developed living skin for robots, and it's quite something. Westworld, here we come. From Talus, who was the ancient Greek robot supposedly in charge of protecting the island of Crete. From Talus, the giant bronze automaton who guarded the Princess Europa in ancient Greek myths, to cyclones and terminators. The idea of artificial humans both fascinates and creeps us out for centuries. But now we're closer than ever to making a robot look remarkably like a human, where the development of living robot skin, this icy looking substance is water repellent, self-healing as well, and has a texture just like our own skin. Okay, water repellent, self-healing, and feels like our own skin because it's actually made of human skin cells. Now, is that even allowed to be done? I think living skin is the ultimate solution to give robots the look and touch of living creatures, since it is exactly the same material that covers animals' bodies. This is what University of Tokyo tissue engineer Soji Takeuchi said. The researchers have successfully coated a 3-jointed functioning robot finger with a prototype of this lab-grown skin. The finger looks slightly sweaty, straight out of the cultural medium, says Takeuchi. Since the finger is driven by an electric motor, it's also interesting to hear the clicking sounds of the motor in harmony with the finger that looks just like a real finger of a human. Previous attempts to graft skin onto robotic surfaces have proven challenging, so University of Tokyo tissue engineer Michio Kawai and colleagues took an approach that allows the skin to mold itself onto the device. Quote, "It's difficult to cut, glue, or suture the endpoints of the skin equivalent without damaging the soft, fragile tissue," end quote, Kawai and his team explained. And instead, they dipped the robotic structure into a solution of collagen and dermal fibroblast. These are cells that produce the proteins that form our skin's structural matrix. These are the main parts of the skin's connective tissue. Then they coated this primer layer with epidermal cells, keratinocytes, the main component of our outermost skin cells. And without this extra layer, the material would lack water repellents of the same kind that animals have. Now, while the gooey material could handle repeated stretching and contracting of the robotic finger movements, it's still much weaker than human skin. The team suggests a greater concentration of collagen in the initial solution, as well as further maturation of the cells may improve this. Let's remember that our skin always replaces itself. The dry skin cells fall off and new skin creates under our, because of our blood cell supply. Now, remarkably, the artificial skin can also be healed with a collagen bandage, which the living cells take and integrate into their system to help fill in the damage. While the results are quite amazing, the lab-grown tissue is still very limited. It cannot last long outside its nutrient solution. Just like our skin, it requires a consistent supply of water to avoid drying out, but the artificial skin layers lack the complicated components of circulatory and sweat gland systems to supply such hydration. Quote, "Building perfusion channels within and beneath the dermis, equivalent to mimic blood vessels and supply water, as well as the integration of sweating glands on the skin equivalent, are important directions for future research," end quote, Kawai and colleagues said. They also propose adding nerves and sensors so that lab-made skin can be multi-talented just like ours, serving as both protection and a sensory organ. Takeuchi says, "We're surprised by how well the skin tissue conforms to the robot surface, but this work is just the first step towards creating robots covered with living skin. The researchers hope to make robots appear more human, will help us relate to and like them more so they can better communicate with us, serving in the medical care and service industries. That is, of course, if we progress artificial humanoids beyond the uncanny valley." So obviously these human-looking robots are to replace humans doing the work. Now, quote, these findings show the potential of a paradigm shift from traditional robotics to the new scheme of bio-hybrid robotics that leverage the advantages of both living materials and artificial materials, the researchers said. And this was published in Matter magazine. The original here is published by Science Alert, and this is on Collective Spark. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.